So I just had an amazing and very simple chat about just the state of affairs in the world with somebody who came in to check on me. And it just reminded me of one of my conclusions that I made a while ago about how it doesn't really matter what is said, it's just the nature and the cadence of what's going on and how things are said that really matter the most. And everything was said in a very careful, very caring, very respectful tone. And I realized that, that is what was required of me, especially when I was younger, to have a conversation with someone. And I have taken note of the types of ways that people have tried to enter into my life. A lot of people have tried to enter my life in a forceful, disrespectful, loud, brass, harsh manner, and it just has not worked out for them. And they still linger and they hope to enter my life still in that kind of a manner. And sometimes they'll even whisper it, but at the same time, the true nature of the reason why they tried to enter my life has been revealed, as well as the reason. Well, the reason is a bit hazy still to me because they haven't completely been vulnerable and truthful, honest, clear, concise in the communication. And I'm being cryptic right now because the way in which they operate is really peculiar. Um, I don't feel quite comfortable explaining what these people are doing because, to tell you the truth, a lot of people would not believe me. And so, and their interest in me is justified to an extent. Not to the extent that they have taken it, but to an extent in which I would understand why they want to take a peek into my life and try to take reign over my life. But that's not how things go, especially with me. The way that things go is that you respect my boundaries, you respect my truth, you respect my clarity, you respect my honesty, you respect my ongoing effort to better myself, to better my physical reality, or else you get disrespected in turn because that's just the way things go. That's just the way that I've intuitively responded to people who have tried to disrespect me based on their cultural values. Like they won't respect somebody fat, they won't respect somebody black, they won't respect somebody tall, they won't respect somebody big, they won't respect somebody smart, they won't respect somebody smart, you know? So, you know, I'm just happy to speak again, to bounce with other people again, because that is what being a human is partially about. It's about communicating. We don't have these skills, these language skills for nothing. And I'm here outside of my apartment taking in the communication of beings that are way different from me. The trees, the sun, the soil, the worms, the birds, the bugs. And I'm seeing that there is a level of peace in this communication with these beings that I'm not able to necessarily have with human beings because, of society and the way that society has brainwashed a lot of the people, a lot of the masses, especially with regards to, well, they don't even have to brainwash you that far. As long as they have negative propaganda for a person like you, people will take it a step further and start to build upon that negative propaganda and assume that you are a negative force in their life because you might be in the way of them achieving, just by them looking at you. You might be in the way of them achieving the person, the place, the looks, the physical reality that they want. And, that's a very sad thing to understand about people. But at the same time, I've outgrown it and I've learned to cultivate my space, to cultivate my communication, to only attract those or to only accept those who are willing to showcase the respect that it takes to be with a person like me, because I've come to experience a lot, especially from people who don't believe that I should be here in whole, in entirety, in my truth, so on and so forth. So I I feel like, you know, I feel like I've come so far, and that especially comes with time, that I've come so far with my self-regard, my boundary making, my education, my communication, especially in English. There was a point in time in which I wasn't speaking much, and so, I've transferred whatever was internal into an external space so that I can truly call onto me what it is that I truly want. And I've come so far in respecting these other beings, the bugs, the birds, the trees, the sun, the sky, the soil. And that has in turn enriched me in ways that a lot of people still aren't. Like, of course, we hear about people who have been privileged to be surrounded by these beings in an abundant manner. I haven't, because I grew up in the city, so there wasn't much of that around me, especially not when I was younger. It's now that the trees have grown and the greenery is lush and so on and so forth, and the parks have been built, and that I could travel as well. But it wasn't in abundance when I was younger, so I was holed up in my apartment, really left to my imaginative world. And not to say that that wasn't colorful, that I shouldn't have respect that as well, which I really should have, because I missed that time of my life. But that I understand where I'm going. I'm going back to Earth. I'm going to be one with the Earth sooner or later. And I have to make the most out of my system. And that's all I wanted to say for now. I could say more things, and I probably will, but why not keep this sweet and succinct, as if 10 minutes is succinct? It is in some respects, but maybe not when it comes to a rant or a chat.